Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lincoln Kenobi. And before we get started, I'd like guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. With Marvel movies like Doomsday and Secret Wars got pushed back till the end of next year, all the way up to 2027. Things are not looking good for the Walt Disney Company, bro, especially for Bob Iger. So let's take a look at this and hear what we got. Bob Iger reportedly not happy with Marvel 2026 lineup after Avengers delay rocks the MCU release. So after the release of Thunderbolts, aka the new Avengers, and when Bob Iger said that he praised it as a good hit, as a good victory and a good example of a good entertainment, which the movie did lose money. Now Bob Iger is so worried, he is so nervous about these next projects coming out. Yeah, I know he's nervous about Fantastic Four First Steps, which right now there's already red flags in the movie. You got a gender swap Silver Surfer, you got character changes of Sue Storm and Johnny Storm already that's happened. And right now I read that there was a test screening that was not performed very well, man. And like I said, dude, it's not looking good. It really is not looking good at all for that movie. And then of course now Avengers Doomsday has been delayed till next year in the end of in December. So do I blame Bob Iger for being nervous? Yeah. Do you think Bob Iger would have done something sooner? Like, yeah, when he got back in office at Walt Disney, what he could have done was he could have talked to Kevin Feige and asked him what is going on with these Marvel projects. Get these things entertained, or you're out. Maybe could have made a threat. Same thing with Kathleen Kennedy, bro. But hey, it's too late now, Bob. You screwed yourself. So let's take a read at these articles so then you can really get the good explanation, Tori. Marvel's biggest battles may no longer be on the big screen. They're happening behind closed doors. New insider reports suggest deepening fractures between Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige and Disney CEO Bob Iger. As the company reels from a wave of box office disappointments, internal creative clashes, and a 2026 release slate that's thinner than ever. Following Disney's recent decision to delay Avengers Doomsday to December 2026 and Avengers Secret Wars to December 2027, the studio now has only one MCU movie officially slated for all of 2026. Of course, this could have more to do with timing than the overall quantity of release. That lone release Doomsday won't arrive until the very end of the year, completely missing the summer blockbuster season that once belonged to Marvel. The only other Marvel branded film on the calendar is Sony's Spider-Man Brand New Day, which Disney co-produces but only profits from a 25%. This hasn't gone over well with Bob Iger. I'm told that Disney's Bob Iger will be very disappointed if he only gets the one film out of Marvel next year. At the very end of the year, no less, reported entertainment insider Jeff Snyder in his latest Insider newsletter, even if it's an Avengers movie with the irresistible hook of Robert Downey Jr. trading in his Iron Man armor to play Doctor Doom. But here's where the irony hits. Iger has spent the last year publicly insisting that Marvel needed to slow down and focus on quality and over quantity. He slashed Disney Plus content, trimmed the theatrical release calendar, and admitted that oversaturation had damaged the brand. Yet now, insider claim he's fuming over the lack of content in 2026, revealing a disconnect between Iger's public messaging and his private expectations for the brand. And that pressure isn't without context. Disney is still recovering from a string of high-profile Marvel misfires. The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Captain America Brave New World, and now Thunderbolts, which has reportedly become a $100 million money loser, despite scoring a solid 93% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Which, this, by the way, to be honest, this, by the way, is complete utter trash. That's probably Disney Chills. That's probably the Disney Chills people that are the ones that made that review saying positive, good things. I mean, come on. If you got a movie like that that is rating so well, rating that good, people would have went to the theater, people would have damn bought tickets and went to see this movie. And yet no one hasn't done so. No one hasn't done so, man. So that tells you that that's a lie. Behind the curtain, Feige and Iger clash over X-Men. Compounding Marvel's troubles is a growing internal conflict over what may be the company's last best hope for a turnaround, the X-Men reboot. According to a report from Cosmic Book News citing insider account, main middleman, a battle is brewing between Kevin Feige and Bob Iger over the tone and direction of the upcoming film. Feige is said to be advocating for a grounded, socially driven take, focusing on themes of prejudice, identity, and mutant oppression. See, Kevin Feige has changed a lot. He's changed way too much. I mean, when Kevin Feige took over after Iron Man 2, bro, everything was perfect. The movies were perfect from Iron Man 1 all the way to Avengers Endgame. They were good movies. They were good movies. They were successful. Everybody loved it, Marvel. But as soon as 2020 hit, and when 2020 hit, and all these Marvel projects came onto television, things started going down south. They were focusing on identity politics. They were focusing on gender fluid. They were focusing on political messaging, everything. In movies and shows, went down the drain. And you had TV shows like Loki. There was complaints on Loki. There was complaints on Moon Knight. There was complaints on the Captain Marvel. There was complaints on Hawkeye. There was complaints on WandaVision. There's complaints on Daredevil Born Again, which I got a bit of disappointment. The only good episode that I enjoyed was episode 9, you know. But like I said, dude, I mean, even Agatha All Along failed badly. It was just so disappointing, bro. Very disappointing with these shows, man. I don't know what is going on. Bob Iger had the opportunity when he got back to Disney to tell Kevin Feige, cut down on this political nonsense and start entertaining again, bro. If he would have done so, bro, this would not be happening right now. So, in most serious political influence vision that mirrors recent MCU intrigues like Eternals and Falcon the Winter Soldier, but Iger, who has seen audiences turn away from ideology-heavy titles, is reportedly pushing back hard. He wants spectacle, nostalgia, and clear crowd pressures. Recent successes like Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool Wolverine had reinforced the idea that Marvel fans with legacy characters, big crossover events, and emotional payoffs and over lectures, it seems as though, based on this report, Iger sees the X-Men as Marvel's best chance at a theatrical resurgence, but only if they retreated like blockbuster stars, not political metaphors. Exactly. But here is the problem right now. Bob Iger needs to worry about Fantastic Four. He needs to worry about Fantastic Four. Because if the Fantastic Four movie does not succeed, and it may not succeed, if it don't, it's over. You might as well forget about Avengers. It's over. I mean, it's like I said, dude, if they would have stopped doing any political messaging, no woke nonsense, no identity politics in these movies, I guarantee it, all those movies would have been successful, bro. but they did it. They just ruined every goddamn Marvel project that they can think of, man. The clock is ticking. Time couldn't be worse by Disney's top executive. Bob Iger is currently set to exit the company at the end of 2026, and right now, that departure is tracking toward a Marvel Cinematic Universe with just one film on the calendar, and even that one, Avengers Doomsday, doesn't arrive until December. For a CEO who returned to fix Disney after a supposed lockdown era decline under Bob Chapek, a near-empty Marvel release slate in his final year doesn't exactly scream triumph, especially when Iger has staked his reputation on reigning in Marvel's open production, emphasizing quality. Yeah, but you need to look at your Disney films and your Star Wars, which failed also. I mean, Bob Iger made it worse. He made the industry worse. And with these decisions of these theme park changes, bro. I'm telling you, man, Bob Iger's lost it. If 2026 ends up as a box office drop for the company's most valuable franchise, Iger won't be remembered for restoring Marvel's former glory. He'll be remembered as the executive who watched it fall apart and ran out the clock. X-Men reboot could in theory still change things, but as the internal tug of war between Feige and Iger drags on, with conflicting visions, mounting delays, and fan skepticism mounting, it's unclear if the comeback Iger is hoping for will arrive in time to define his final chapter at Disney. Marvel isn't just facing a scheduling crisis, it's facing a leadership one, and what happens next could determine not just the future of MCU, but the legacy of the man who built it into a global powerhouse. So, there you have it. Bob Iger is worried, dude. He's really worried right now. And it's like I said, dude. I've said this many, many times. If you guys keep going woke, you're going to go broke. I mean, look at the results that has been happening with Disney, bro. Look at the results of many projects that we have seen from Disney live action films, animation, Star Wars, and Marvel. They are going to a complete disaster, bro. And right now, I really don't feel sorry for Disney. They got what they deserve. They got what they deserve. So, that's going to be it for this video. So, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. So, please, by all means, share this video. Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.